Hi, I'm Laura Ruth, and I'm an independent consultant with Usborne Books More. Does your child have a little trouble talking about their feelings sometimes? Do you have some meltdowns at your house? Sometimes, do you just wish that there was some way to teach your child to be a little bit kinder? Well, one great way to do all of those things and handle all of those situations is to have great literature in your home that will teach your child about feelings and how to deal with those feelings and how to discuss those feelings, because sometimes the words are just too big for them, but not anymore thanks to Usborne Books More. If you've seen our Lift the Flap series, this is our first questions and answers, and this is how can I be kind? In this book, you will find these nice sturdy flaps throughout each spread that talk about kindness. Each spread also has its own theme. So this is just what is kindness. So your child can learn a little bit more about what the actual meaning of kindness is. And then how can I be kind to others? So it might be something like, is being friendly the same as being kind? That's an interesting question for kids. And right here, it tells you that yes, in many ways it is, and tells you a little bit more about it. So your child can move the flaps and read about it with you or on their own, depending on their age. They can also learn to be kind to themselves, how to be kind to nature, how to be kind to the planet. And then the big question, does kindness really make a difference? What do you think? I think it surely does. So definitely check out How Can I Be Kind? So speaking of those big words earlier I was speaking of those big words that little people just have trouble talking about. Well, no problem with that anymore thanks to our Big Words for Little People series. These books come individually, but they also come in this set where you can get all 6 books at the same time. I definitely had to get these for my daughter to help her develop this vocabulary about all of these feelings and things like bravery, kindness, happiness, doing your best, calmness, and friendship. A lot of times we use words with our children that they have trouble understanding when it comes to these ideas. So I'm going to go back to bravery, and you can see that the illustrations are fun sketches. And here you can see a spread where it says try. Being brave can start with trying something for the very first time. And this child says, I'll do it. So from this spread, you can see that there's not an actual story you're following in this one, which is part of the beauty. Your child and you can make up the story together about what's happening in the picture. What do you think happened before? What do you think is going to happen next? All around this idea of bravery. But it also develops this vocabulary in the big bold words at the top, like believe, stand up. All right, this is a very important idea for kids if they see someone being bullied. Dare, and so on. And at the very end, it defines bravery as there are so many ways to be brave. Be strong, be confident, and believe. It also gives 10 ideas for getting the most out of your book with your child, which includes what I just talked about, thinking about what happened before or after. It also, you can talk to your child about the language in it. You can talk to your child about when have they experienced similar things that are happening in this book. It helps build that bond between you and your child while developing that important vocabulary. All right. This is one of our hidden gems not many people have seen before. I'm Not Very Afraid of the Dark. This is an interesting book because it has these cutouts. I don't know if you can see them. It has these cutouts in it, and it actually talks about not being afraid of the dark and how you deal with those emotions and those fears. I was scared of the dark, I'm not gonna lie. I might have slept with the light on in the closet till I was like really old, like college. So this is a book I love to read with my daughter to help her understand that the dark isn't scary. But I showed you this one to show you our newest release by the same author, I'm Almost Always Kind. It has the same cool cutouts. I don't know if you can see them right here. And in this story about kindness, which we know is so important, we see this little girl, and she is wondering all about what it means to be kind. So she thinks being kind is the things we originally think about: sharing candy, helping someone reach something they can't reach, putting away your breakfast things, or trying to cheer people up when they're sad. But then sometimes it's a little harder to determine what it means to be kind. And sometimes when we think we're being kind, we might not be. Like in this case where she's trying to help her little sister and she ends up ruining her sandcastle. She didn't mean to hurt her feelings. And so it has a great relationship between the mom and the daughter as well, where you can see how they discuss and how the mom, it almost kind of gives me the wording to use with my daughter when she is trying to be kind, but it just was a little too helpful with her little brother sometimes. And so it really models for me too about how to handle those situations in a positive way that teaches and doesn't just scold. So definitely check out I'm Almost Always Kind. And this is another one we've been reading in our house. Barbara Throws a Wobbler. So I have a 3-year-old, so we have some wobblers in our house every once in a while. And just like Barbara, you never quite know what's going to be the final straw. And so in Barbara Throws a Wobbler, you can actually see that it gets little things are happening throughout the day, kind of building up. She's got a lot of emotion happening until she has her wobbler. And once her wobbler is there, her wobbler isn't leaving her. It's that he's actually there with her. And her friends are trying to make her better. And so over time, she keeps working and working about dealing with these emotions until eventually he disappears. And I love at the end that it has our different bad moods, from the sulk to the seethe to the wobbler. So you can definitely talk about those big emotions with your kids with Barbara Throws a Wobbler. Thanks for checking out these new reads about feelings from Usborne Books and More, and go to the website to see even more. Thanks.